Welcome back to the Push Podcast. I'm your host, Lost Judah, and today we have a very special guest today, my man Brian, coming all the way from Oakland, California. Say what's up to the peoples, Brian.
How you doing? Hayward, California.
Oh, Hayward. Okay.
Yeah, but you already know. 510, we all up in there. You feel me?
Right.
Right next, like down the street. You feel me?
Yeah,
About
right down the street.
5 minutes out.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Bay.
Come on now.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Representing.
Yes,
I got
sir.
love for the Bay, man. I went to school out there.
Yeah.
Played ball, in Monterey Bay area, so kind of south
Monterey,
a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with that area.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So Brian, man, first off, I want to say, man, I appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Absolutely, man. I'm juiced to be here.
Absolutely, man. So we just gonna hop right into it, bro. Because this conversation right here, this ain't surface level.
Right.
This is for the people who've been holding it together on the outside, but quietly falling apart on the inside.
Yeah.
And I want to make them, well aware of your journey and your
Absolutely.
transformation and what, took place to create this man that I got sitting here in front of me that, I'm proud of, well aware of your story.
Absolutely.
We politicked outside, on the one-on-one side. And, man, I was just excited to bring your story to the,
Yeah, appreciate it, bro.
to the social platforms, man.
Yeah.
'Cause they need to hear
I
this.
could be of service, you know what I mean?
Right.
Definitely.
And I just want everybody to know this ain't no highlight reel, you know what I'm saying? This is raw, real truth. And that's what we stand on as men. So let's just hop into it, man. Brian, let's start here. So before everything shifted in your life, who were you pretending to be?
So that's can't really give you no quick answer, you know what I mean? But
Right.
we all come up, we come up in some rough places sometimes, you know what I mean? And some circumstances sometimes what we see, force us to have that exterior, you know what I mean? Just as men in general, you know what I mean? But
That shield
even
on.
more so when you come from, you know what I mean, certain areas, you know what I mean? So I would say that, I came from definitely a good home, you feel me?
Right.
2 loving parents, you know what I mean? That try
Right.
to keep me out the way to the best of their ability, you know what I mean? But, you got those 2 parental figures. Those are only 2 influences.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got a gang of other influences as soon as you stepped outside the door, you know what I mean? And where I'm from is very fast, you know what I mean? It's a lot going on, you know what I mean? We got our own culture, our own, you feel me? So, I think I was just trying to hide my goodness at first, you feel me?
Right.
I was very corrupt at, I just had, just curious, just into bad shit, you know what I mean? I could cuss, right? You
No, you
okay.
good, man. Hey, man, we
Yeah,
letting it all hang out, right?
Yeah. So, just got intrigued, shit, by the success that I seen in certain motherfuckers, you feel me, around the neighborhood or, just, what I thought was success or what I thought was what it was all about, you know what I mean, or what I thought being a man was, you know what I mean. So, as you go through life, you just go through these circumstances, just make you a little harder and harder and harder, kind of dim that light.
Right.
You know what I mean? The further
Right.
you go, you know what I mean? Until, you have real special gifts that you may not be portraying anymore. You feel me? You might be cutting yourself out from opportunity because, you only seeing life one way. You feel me? Or you only feel that you can get it one way. You know what I mean? So
I think that's real powerful what you stated, man.
Yeah.
What I got from that is you already was a good person innately at heart, right?
yeah, absolutely.
But then the outside influences and stuff, kind of sways your judgment and pulls you into
and
things.
it happens a lot. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of people, you can look at me. I can be walking down the street. You can look at me. You can say, "Oh, there goes a bad person. He did time, this, that, and the third." But what I did don't make me necessarily a bad person.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
That's
So,
powerful, man.
my folks gave me a lot of love. You feel me? They did the best they could with me, and I made my own decisions as a very, very, very young boy. You know what I mean? Like a little boy, literally.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, it ain't had nothing to do with them. You feel me? So yeah, it just go like that.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't realize that sometimes we perform strength so much, right, on that outside that we fail to really showcase, who we are innately within.
Yeah.
Because, people, when you show that vulnerability or you show weakness, well, some people see it as weakness. I see it as strength.
Yeah.
people tend to really latch onto that and attack that, you know, and really
I used
exploit
to
that.
think my knowledge was a weakness, which is the craziest shit ever. You know what I mean? How
Right,
could knowledge
right.
ever be? You know
Showing
what I mean?
how,
Like,
yeah,
you know,
how wise you are.
Yeah, how wise you are. Just because everybody else around me probably wasn't. And I was, you know what I mean?
Right.
Didn't want to be. I don't know. You know, you can be afraid of your own light. You feel me?
Man, that's deep.
And
That's
but
deep.
you know, especially when you don't realize it, you just But and everybody has their own special light. I believe. You feel me?
Right, right.
Whether you dimming it or not, that's another story. But everybody has special gifts that God given. That's what I believe.
No, most
And
definitely.
it's up to you to take your lamp from off the floor and put it on a table where you can illuminate everybody. You feel me? You can reach and teach. You feel me? So
Right.
yeah.
No, that's real talk, man.
Yeah,
Illuminate everybody. I like that word, illumination.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what were you hiding from the people closest to you?
Oh man. You know, when you outside, I can't disclose half, not even, you feel me? So it was just, it gets to a point to where your life is your life, you feel me? So you try to keep people you love out the way and just, yeah, so it was a lot that got disclosed, you feel me? It's a lot that me and my folks talk about to this day, or you know what I mean? You talking about the past, it'd be like, it's shit that they don't know, you feel me?
Right.
Like, son was outside, you feel me, for real, you know what I mean? So, but it was, at a certain point, to the best of my ability, just keep a lot of shit out their way, you feel me?
Right. Keep shelter them from a lot of.
Yeah, absolutely, because that's my
street.
business, that wasn't theirs, you feel me? They ain't asked for that, Yeah.
So if you was being honest with us all, were the warning signs back then things you saw but chose to ignore or shelter and keep close to you?
What you mean?
So like with, being out there in the world, in the streets and everything,
Yeah.
was there warning signs or was there things that came up that you felt like you needed to shelter or keep, from certain individuals in your life?
I mean, yeah, yeah, pretty much everything, you know what I mean? It's hard, you know what I mean, when you try to, call yourself having a relationship or, you know what I mean, fuck with somebody, being close to anybody, you know what I mean? You can only be so close without exposing what's going on in your life, you feel me? So,
Right.
But as far as the warning signs, shit just progressively get worse. You just start moving faster and faster, you feel me? Not really caring, really thinking that you above the law, you feel me? And really thinking that you invincible. You just until but if you done been down or you done been pinched or whatever, I done did two. I done been down twice, you feel me? So I know I'm not invincible, you feel me? So that was very quickly. You know what I mean?
Right.
I found that out very quickly. You know what I mean? Especially on this last rip that I did. But yeah, you just get progressively faster. Just inspired by it. Be an outlaw, you feel me? It's something else, and it's certain shit that, you feel me, that's always gonna be a part of me, you feel me? Like, I'm not your average Joe, you feel me? I'm not, but because I got that perspective, you know what I mean? Living fast. Now I'm trying to live right, you feel me? I'm able to give people a certain level of game that they may not be able to get from somewhere else. You feel me?
No, most definitely from the experience, right?
Yeah.
So I want to go deeper with you, man. What were you afraid of that people would eventually find out about you before you had that transformation?
Like I said, just my goodness. You feel me? Why? I don't know. I think I don't know. I just grew up. Like I said, you. My perception was that we was blessed, you feel me, which we was.
Right.
But when you see people around you that's not so blessed, it's like, damn, you kind of feel, you feel me?
Yeah, no, real talk.
You don't want to, you see where other people may be lacking, you don't want to, I don't know, you just, out of love too, it's crazy, you know what I mean? Like, you're kind of just like dim your light, you feel me?
Right, right. Just to kind of not, make other people feel less than, around.
Right. But in doing so, like, that ends up, you only end up hurting yourself. When you dim your light, you know what I mean? That's not what it's for. It's not meant to be dim. You know what I mean? You're not meant to cover your light up. So
yeah, it's
but
kind of like the opposite, right? The more you shine, you empower others to shine with you.
Absolutely. And then I think just, you know, how solid I am, how loyal, you know, your time and your love is, you know, that's a currency. You feel me? You can't just give to everybody. So that's also something I would just hide, like, you know.
Which let's go in on that one. Like I really appreciate you saying that your love and your currency you can't just give to anybody.
Yeah.
What led you to that understanding? How did you gain that knowledge and wisdom?
Little heartbreak. You feel me? Just going through life, you know what I mean? Whether it be friends, women, you know what I mean? People that you may have seen signs, but you know what I mean? Or looking back in hindsight, you see the signs or whatever, you know. People who took your kindness for weakness, you know, you go through those different type of things that just open your, just eye openers, you feel me? That just teach you how to navigate, you know what I mean? And just teach you how to be a little more, you know, thoughtful when it comes to who you allocate your love and your time to. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
So during that season, if we could hear your inner voice, what was it saying to you every single day, surrounded around gaining that knowledge and understanding?
Well, like back in the day when I was, just probably just, you know, man, just not caring, man. You know, you really, you know, it's really a spirit that when, you know, that you possess when you out there, like it's just recklessness, like not giving a damn, be on the edge of, you know, I done come close to death a handful of times, you feel me? And go right to sleep after and wake up and do it all over again like it didn't. You feel me? Like I almost didn't just lose my life last. You feel me? So
almost like you was like numb, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, drugs in the mix of it too. So I actually am numb.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
A lot of people are sleepwalking out there. You feel me? So
no, yeah, for sure, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. So drugs played a big factor a lot of years.
So the drugs playing a factor, man, like, was that because, like, you know, the lifestyle you was living, you understood, like, back home, that's not what it was. Back home was good for you. Yeah. But you stepping out and stepping into this, you know this world folks, that you had to be
like
numb.
Back in the day, they blew weed. That wasn't, you know, necessarily what I grew up under, you feel me, by the time. But, yeah, it was just outside, you know, where, you know, in the Bay, you know, we influenced a little differently, you feel me? It's, you know, it's a different culture. You feel me? And then Northern Cali as a whole, because I moved from the Bay to Stockton to, you know, Stockton, shout out Stockton, Sacramento, the whole Northern California. It's just a different culture out there, you feel me? And drugs is very prominent, you know what I mean? You know, my first ecstasy pill was popped at like 13, 14, you feel me?
Damn, for real?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Moms probably don't know that, right?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Right.
Something else she's going to probably grab her chest. But yeah.
Sorry, moms.
Shout out moms, lady mom. But yeah, so it's just very, and literally, and that's what was going on.
Right, that was
it's
the
normal,
influence,
you feel me?
Right.
Weed, of course, 13, first alcoholic beverage, 13, you feel me? Around that age, 12, 13, you feel me? And it's just on from there, you feel me? And, you know, yeah, you know, it just take the right ingredients. You get the right ingredients, and then, you know, you get what you got. So mine was my influences around me, you know what I mean? And the fact that I had a lot, you know, I had a little bit of time on my hands, you feel me? You know, while my folks was doing the best they could do, I'm having, you feel me?
Right.
It was kind of like that, you feel me? But
okay.
Yeah, so just having my way. But
so let's shift things a moment. Where things changed for you.
Yeah.
Brian, so what hit you the hardest emotionally during this time?
So during the change, when my mind is changing, so that would be this last bid that I did.
Okay.
You know, that 10 years, of course, hit way different. I had done about 2 years, a couple years before that as a youngster. Age 17, I had sat down for a little bit. And that time hurt just the same, but like I said, it was only 2 years, so
okay.
You know.
So I know that not everybody processes pain the same way, right?
Correct.
So I want to ask you this: did you feel anger, shame, betrayal or something different during this time when you had to go sit down?
Well, so, um, like I said, I'm not, I'm not stupid. You feel me?
Right.
Very aware of my role in my life. You feel me? So I'm
Right.
very accountable. I was accountable even as a young man. You feel me? I know what I'm outside doing. You feel me? I'm gonna
Right.
stand up under whatever come with it. So when I got my time, there was no anger. If it was, of course, it probably at myself.
Personal.
You
Right.
know, nothing
Right.
external though. You feel me? I was, and then I actually understood in that moment that, when I learned that I was about to be doing 10 years, I already knew, okay, this is 10 years for me to, flip the script and change my life for the better. You feel me? So,
Man.
um, now, could I fathom it? Hell no. Could I wrap my mind around how I was gonna do 10 years? Hell no. I didn't. You feel me?
Right.
But I
Right.
knew that, you have certain moments in life where you could just feel God's presence. And it's crazy. That was one of those moments. Literally, when they put the cuffs on me, I felt His presence. So,
Man, that's deep.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's deep.
So I
Like he was with
I was
you.
definitely rescued by my arrest for sure.
No, I appreciate you sharing that, man.
Yeah.
I can't even wrap my mind around, you getting shackled down, but you also still feeling God's presence around you at the same time.
Oh
man.
yeah. Well, God's
That's
presence
deep.
is always gonna be felt in captivity, especially with our people. That's where we.
Right.
We've been in and out of captivity for, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Real talk.
Centuries.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where I believe God's
That's the only
presence
way
is
we
always gonna be.
got through that and
Yeah, for
continue
sure.
to get through, even faced with our own personal hardships.
Yeah.
So when everything started falling apart, who did you blame, if anybody?
Yeah, just myself.
Just yourself.
Yeah, just myself.
Took it on the chin.
Yeah, just myself. Yeah. And with that being said, I can't even say blame. I wouldn't even say I went to a place of blame.
Right.
It was no regrets.
Okay.
Everything that I did, even my choice of living how I was living was done with purpose. You feel
Right.
me? So
Everything with real true purpose.
I had no regrets. I understood that I was gonna learn from it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
that was it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's you live and you learn. That's all you can do.
Right. Real talk.
Yeah.
So, did you isolate yourself during that time, or were you still connected to people?
So I stayed in touch with of course, family and friends, on the wall phone, and but that was probably my biggest time of isolation. But not so much isolation. I would just say I got real good at picking and choosing who I gave my time to. I give
Right.
you feel me? Even in there, my partners.
Right.
And it's different in prison. You know what I mean? It's a whole nother ball game, whole nother atmosphere where it matter who you surround yourself out here, but even in there, especially, it matters who you surround yourself with. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because it's certain people that's no good. It's certain people that, you feel me?
Right.
It's a whole bunch that, you know what I mean? That's a whole nother story. But so yeah, forced to isolate because and then I'm in a whole nother state, so I don't know nobody. So I'm forced to isolate until people present themselves, and I start to recognize people.
Right.
And what I mean by that is recognize my people. You
Right.
feel me? People
You
who
seeing
either
yourself
they
in
from
them.
up top and they from back home, and I know, you feel me? They familiar to me, or or I see bro over there some game. I like how he carry himself. You feel me? So and after a while, you start to only look for your people. You kind of grow up surrounding yourself with everybody. You know what I mean?
Right,
But now
right.
you look for your people. So yeah.
When-
So it was isolation for that reason until I
Right.
found my people. You feel me?
No, most definitely.
Yeah.
Totally understand that, man.
Yeah.
And I want to acknowledge some things that's real right here because people don't really talk about this enough,
Yeah.
surrounding yourself around the right people, even if you in good and in bad situations, you'll always have a better outcome to your situation when you got people around you that's solid and real,
No, for real.
right?
Yes, sir.
So what was the darkest thought you had during that season? Like, and one of the most people wouldn't say out loud.
I mean, yeah, shit. just, you know, given the circumstance, you know, you're gonna have certain thoughts when you in a place where, you know, people dying, and you know, you never know when it's your turn to go. You feel me?
Man.
For whatever reason, you know what I mean. You know, we all men, you know what I mean. So
Right,
you
right.
know, prison is prison, you know what I mean. So um, yeah. So you know, whatever thoughts we come with, you having to defend yourself, and you feel me, making sure that I'm going on to my family
No, real
type
talk,
shit.
man.
You feel me?
No, absolutely.
But outside of that, you know, like I said, I'm a good person. So,
Right.
you know what I mean?
No, real talk.
Even with that being said, you know what I
Hey,
mean? That don't
you-
make me a bad person because I'm finna go home to my family. And if I got to do what I got to do to get there, then you feel
That's
me?
just what it is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So through all of that, did your faith get stronger, or did it get tested in a different way?
I know it got both. If I can answer it like that, my faith is very strong, very, very, very strong. You know, I was already kind of gassed up at birth. Like I was born with just a certain way of thinking. You know what I mean? I
Right.
didn't really have. I believed in a lot of possibilities, even though I squandered a lot of possibilities and didn't go after them. But I still believed.
Right.
I never
right.
cut myself. You feel me? I have dreams in my head still right now, wild dreams.
Never
You
sell
gonna be a
yourself
billionaire,
short.
You
Right.
know what I mean? Yeah,
Right.
like, and I still,
Right.
and they're in my head for a reason. I'm dreaming it for a reason. You feel
No,
me?
most definitely.
But now that I'm more refined, yeah, my faith is very strong, bro. You know what I mean? And built a solid relationship over, you know, a little over a decade with God. You feel me? And,
Right. Right.
yeah, bro. Yeah, and I'm continuing to build on that.
No,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
man, I salute you on that for sure.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
man, when we faced with hardships and adversity, man, you almost have to go inside and go to that higher source, because that's the only thing that could really pull you through.
Oh yeah,
You
if
know?
you don't, you don't, bro. I'm a firm
if
believer.
you
in
don't,
that,
you
bro.
don't.
You can't be no.
Right.
You're not no man. I don't want to say that, but you have to believe in something higher than yourself. Now, whatever you believe, that's on you. But you got to believe in something higher than yourself. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
Something created you. You
I
know
feel
what I
that
mean?
for sure.
Yeah.
So, when you look back at that time, what did you lose, if anything?
Just time. Just time. That's the main thing that I lost is time. I look at time so differently now.
Right.
Time, you know, time is the main currency, not money. That's the man-made currency. You
Right.
feel me? Time
Time is most precious,
you
right?
know, we're losing seconds right now. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah, for sure.
We can't get them back. So
Can't
when you
get 'em back.
lose years, and you know, people are passing, and you know, you can't talk to people, and their life is just going on. You know what I mean? And you know, you coming home, and you know, babies is 14 now, and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
that's
all
wild.
that is, you know,
That's wild.
it's you know, it's it gives you a different perspective. It's crazy, man. It's crazy just to know, especially to be sitting in a standstill and just knowing that life is going on without you, you know.
Right.
So it gives you a different perspective. And I want to say that too for a lot of people, if you know, incarcerated people or felons or whatever, like, you know, everybody ain't perfect. I'm not saying the felon that you know is perfect, but you know, everybody should be given some grace. You feel me? So when you come from doing it, especially if you did a hell of years, when you coming back home, that's
Right.
not no light. Re-entry back into society is not no light shit.
Right. That's,
You know
that's
what
heavy.
I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's heavy.
it's not easy. You know what I mean? You're talking about people who didn't have. Yeah, they did what they did to get in there. It's their fault. Yes, sir. But you're talking about people who have had their freedom taken.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have no more say so over
Your own life.
when you shower. This thing can go on lockdown right now, and we ain't coming out for you. And now I can't talk to my folks in a month. You know what I mean? Like you don't
heavy.
have no control over your life no more. So when you've had that stripped and then you get it back, now I'm on a different type of time. My time is my time. So now I value my time
Right.
way a whole lot more. You know what I mean? So
Most definitely, man. You saying that and mentioning that too, like that brought me back to like, man, I read the Bible a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And it was a story in there where, you know, you had Jesus and he was amongst the men, the priests, right?
Yeah.
And they was getting ready to like stone this woman. You know, they was condemning her and stuff. And basically Jesus that came forth and he was like, I understand, you know, she got these things that's been brought up against her and she may very well be, you know, guilty of them.
Yeah.
But he basically told those men, the noble men, he was like, let he who is without sin
Right.
cast the first stone.
Absolutely.
And none of them could throw that stone at her, right?
Right.
And so listening to you speak and when you had brought that up, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you got men who have made mistakes and done things.
Right.
But for another man to truly condemn another man without doing something himself
Absolutely.
that may be in the dark, you know,
Right.
it's kind of like contradictory, right?
No, absolutely.
So yeah, no, that's what popped in my mind when you had said that. So yeah, I just
man.
wanted to bring
Absolutely.
that up.
Let
man.
it flow, man.
So now this is where the conversation gets real
Let's go.
because not everyone is willing to go there, right?
Right.
So Brian, what part of that situation did you have to take full responsibility for?
Oh, everything. You should be, if you want to grow,
Right.
you should be looking for every and any opportunity to take responsibility and accountability. Because when you do that, you have an opportunity to correct yourself. You feel me?
Right.
So even in a situation where I ain't do nothing wrong to the naked eye,
Right.
but if I feel like I could have helped that situation and then, okay, well, you know what, man, I didn't have to do that. Even though it was your fault, but yeah, I didn't have to say what I said. You feel me?
Man, that's so
You
powerful,
get what I'm saying?
man.
So
That level of ownership right there, man. That's heavy.
yeah.
A lot of people are not willing to put themselves out, even though they may not be totally wrong, but
Right.
still taking that level of ownership, man, that empowers the other person or the other
Come on
party
now.
so much more to come forth and be like, hey, man, wait a minute, I can't let you take all of that on
and
yourself.
that's what it's all about. It's all about empowerment. If your job is to, you know, my calling, I feel, is just to make everybody just cool. Just let everybody know it's cool. Make the day better. I'm not trying to take away from you. I'm trying to make your day better.
Right.
You feel me? So when you come into any situation with that intention, then my intention is not to, you feel me? My intention is to find a solution.
Right.
Not to nitpick at the problem. You feel me? So if we're trying to find a solution, we need to be trying to take accountability and figure out how we can move forward. You feel me?
Right, because the other way ain't solved and nothing ain't moving us forward, right?
Nah, absolutely not. We ain't got time.
And
for
in
that,
life,
right?
we ain't got time. It's always about moving forward.
Right.
So, what truth about yourself was the hardest to admit?
The hardest to admit. So I can't say that it is now. I mean,
Right.
what a truth that was hardest to admit was probably, that I actually, cause like I said, so I was living fast, you know what I mean?
Right.
I was outside, so, but probably a truth that I was, hiding back then, you feel me? It's like just my love, you feel me? Like I said, I got a big heart, you feel me?
Yeah.
So, but it ain't no love in the streets, you feel me? Like love will
Right.
get you. It sounds so cliche, but love will really get you killed. You feel me? So it's, and you know that, you feel that, you feel me? So it's like you can't smile too much, you feel me? Like it's just certain ways that you can't be, you feel me? Certain things that just get taken as weakness, you feel me? So,
Right.
So, but I can admit that now, you feel me? That, yeah, I used to, then like I said, just dimming that light, which that can, of course, how much energy do it take for a person to dim their light?
Right.
It takes a lot of energy to dim your light. Your light was given by God.
Right.
You feel me? So imagine probably the depression. I'm not realizing at the time I'm depressed. It don't feel like it.
Right.
I'm off this, that, and the other, smoking weed like a chimney all day. But looking back at it, that was depression.
That was depression.
You feel me?
You wasn't being your authentic self.
Right.
You had a lot of love to give, but
exactly.
the environment you was in,
I'm out there hurting people.
it didn't.
You feel me? I got love to give.
didn't
and
support
I'm,
that.
and I'm hurting people.
Right.
You
Right.
feel me? So yeah,
Man.
yeah.
So when you reflect, were there moments where your ego played a role in your decision making?
Back then, yeah. Oh, for
Okay.
sure. For sure. Now I wouldn't say I was as egotistical as you feel me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
You know, the X Factor or whatever. But yeah, definitely had to have been. You feel me?
Right.
Operating with a level of pride. You know, pride is stupidity. You feel me? When you operate on it, you know what I mean. You operate from a place of pride. Yeah.
Nah, man. So what patterns kept showing up in your life over and over again?
Trouble, betrayal, yeah, I would say just trouble, betrayal, disappointment.
Right.
Disappointment in myself, you feel me? Disappointing people around me that really cared about me. Got to a point to where I was used to it.
Right.
You feel me?
Right. Become numb to it.
Yeah. I'm the black sheep. You feel me? Every family got one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, I would say that's something that became reoccurring. I just got used to it, like the disappointment, the trouble. You feel me? Yeah.
So adversity has a way of exposing us, right?
Yeah.
What did that reveal about your character?
I think that I'm actually inclined to be corrected. Even living how I was living, I was always looking for the right way to do it. Even I was doing the bad shit, I was looking for the right way to do the bad shit.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
So that you get what I'm saying? But when you
Yeah.
kind of operating on that, then you're gonna find your way back to goodness.
Right.
You get what I'm
Always.
saying? So,
Always.
And that's
what's
actually,
in you.
that's actually, I mean, I forget the proverb, but that's actually like in the Bible. You know what I mean? They say the greater the sinner, the greater the saint. So
Ooh.
it's, take Paul for instance. He used to kill Christians. You feel me? So, but
Speak
now
on
he's-
it, man.
But
Speak
now
on it.
he's, he wrote half the Bible. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean?
Prominent leader.
Prominent prophet. You feel me? Yeah, man. I believe that he, like I said earlier, I can speak to certain shit because I've been there. You feel
Right.
me?
Right.
You know what I mean? I can speak to goodness and I can speak to wickedness.
Man,
You
hey,
feel me?
in order to know good, you must
Come on,
experience
man. Absolutely.
the bad,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
And vice versa,
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So at some point, something shifted in you, right?
Yeah.
Brian, when did you decide, I'm not staying like this? I need a real change now. Was it when you sat down, or was it?
Yeah. So you could say it was right when they put the cuffs on me, which, yeah, for sure. Like, as soon as they put the cuffs, okay, all right, I learned my lesson, y'all. You feel me? Please, all right. Listen, I'll go sit there and do whatever y'all need me to do.
Right,
You feel
right.
me? But that's not, God understands that. God knows us very well. So he knew that I wasn't going to learn my real lesson till like year 3, 4, 5, when it really start hurting.
Start sitting
You
in.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Man.
yeah, I would say it wasn't right then, but just going through certain situations in there, cause it's situation every day something different in there.
Right.
You feel me? It's a lot to learn in there. You're gonna learn a lot about yourself. You're gonna learn about a lot about men, what a real man is, what a real man ain't, what a sucker is. You feel me? You gonna learn what you know what I mean. You gonna learn. It ain't nothing but a big ass sociology class, bro.
Some hard truths happening in there,
so
right?
you learn about God, life, and yourself and people. You feel me? So along with those lessons,
Right.
and just the trials and tribulations and the pain that went along with that, somewhere along the line, it just shifted. Like, I started thinking forward. And of course, my forward at the time, if I'm at year 5, my forward is 5 years from now.
Right.
So how many people do you know in the world that think forward? You know what I mean? You have
Right.
people that are forward thinking, looking at a date that's 10 years out.
Man, that's deep.
and for a long time. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but as I'm looking towards my date, I'm making sure that I have something to look forward to.
Right.
So once I started thinking like that, like I said, I got my personal training certification in prison.
Right.
So that was something that I was forward thinking to. So doing little things like that, that's when I knew I shifted, because I was trying to
Stacking them small wins.
Yeah, I'm trying to store a positivity for myself.
Right.
You feel me? Because if I don't store a positivity for myself, I'm finna go back to negativity.
Right. No,
that's
real talk.
simple physics.
Right.
You feel me? If
Right.
I don't store up positivity for myself, I'm gonna be negative.
Right.
For sure.
Object in motion, stay in motion.
Come on
Object
now.
at rest, stay at rest. Right.
No, for real.
So, was there a specific conversation you had with yourself that changed everything, or was it kind of just like over time, like you said?
So, I read a lot in there, and
Right.
I can't really quote it right now, but basically, everybody knows that admission is the first step to breaking any habit, breaking any, whatever.
Right.
you're going
Admitting
through.
that there's something actually there that needs to be changed. Yeah.
Exactly.
Most definitely.
So, the biggest misconception that a lot of young black men specifically have, even though this is a podcast for men, just people in general,
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
But the shit that we doing out here, we think we really doing something. You feel me? Especially when it comes to like how we are in the streets. You feel me? How we get money in the streets, how we provide, and you know what I mean? A lot of people glorify shit that's don't need to be glorified.
Right.
Number one.
Right.
You feel me? Shouldn't be glorifying money, number one. But if we gonna glorify some money, let's glorify some real money. You know what I'm saying? So you got people that's, you know what I mean, glorified it, they spend it, they you know what I mean, you chasing your tail for a couple bands.
Yeah, man.
You feel me? You about
Right.
to go sit down, do life for a couple bands.
Right.
You feel me?
For some baby money.
So for me, I had to I was very, like I said, operating with a level of with a level of ego before I got locked up, because, I was very slippery.
Right.
Johnny's was looking for, you know what I mean? They was on me. I was very slippery. I'm doing crime the whole time. You know what I mean? I'm feeling like I'm above the law.
Ooh.
And I'm not.
Right.
So I had to humble myself. I thought I was winning out there, but anything that, how are you winning if it led to coming to prison? That's not a win.
Right. Lockdown.
So I had to call myself a loser.
Right.
That's what I had to admit to myself. Some people may say that that's a little drastic. Why would you call yourself a loser? I never call myself that. That's what I had to do.
Right.
I had to call myself a loser. I had to say, bro, you was losing. You wasn't winning. I don't care how much money you touched. You, first of all, you blew a lot, way more, stupid. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
You was losing. You don't know. You know what I mean? You didn't have the answers. I had to tell myself that. I had to break myself down so that I could start learning. You feel me?
Man, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I got that same understanding, man. I mean, I didn't have to go sit down to
Right,
get it,
right,
but
right, for sure.
man,
And
thank God.
and I
But
like that
at
you
the
said
same-
that, because what it costs for you might not cost. It might cost something different for me.
Right.
For some people, they wake up call as a car accident. For some people, they wake up call, they got to go sit down for some years. For
Right.
some people, they
Right.
got to lose a loved one. You feel me?
Right.
So
No,
everybody
real-
wake up call look
real
different.
talk.
You feel me?
And I would say that, man, I was kind of locked up in my mind, doing things and moving and spending money, investing money, losing money.
Yeah.
And I can't compare it. I wouldn't say that it compares to you sitting down for 10 years, right? I would never say that. But for me and my lifestyle and what I was dealing with, it felt like I was locked up for 10 years.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Before I had that real mental breakthrough and was like, okay, let's stop doing this. This is not serving me.
Right.
Let's try something else.
For sure.
But
For sure.
get that real understanding so that when I do get back out there, I'm putting my best foot forward, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Absolutely. Yeah, the story is different. The walk of life is different, bro. But the process be the same.
Right.
We
It
all gotta
all
go through the same
it's all
process,
relative,
bro.
man.
Yeah,
and that's why we
absolutely.
here we speaking, because we can always find that commonality where we can connect.
Yeah.
So basically, because motivation fades, right?
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you, what daily disciplines carried you when you didn't feel like showing up?
Man, I would just say the Bible. was a big one.
Right.
I wouldn't say that I was severely consistent, but I spent a lot of time with it, with the Bible.
Right.
Cultivating my relationship with God, talking to Him, of course, working out, physical fitness.
Right.
You know, that was, you know, man.
Blessing of mankind.
That's one thing that you, so look at it like this. That's one thing that I can have, that I can work on right now. That was probably the only thing that I could work on.
That you had control over.
That I had control over, that I could see results.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
As long as you put that time and effort in.
Even as I was changing and I was growing, and I know I'm smarter and I know I'm wiser, and I can still see a little bit of the results based off how people are reacting to me, but I still can't see the results of this new me until I get out. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I've been had this new mindset. I'm just now getting to live and see what, you know what I mean, the new Brian is, and how I can spread my wings now. You feel me? But I've been on that 5 years ago. I just had to wait for it.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
But yeah, man.
Man, that's deep, man. So, who in your life challenged you instead of just comforting you?
Yeah. I would say shit. Everybody that every day, yeah, my loved ones.
Right.
Yeah, all my loved ones challenged me.
Right.
And I'm happy to say that now too, like to the point to where even my partners challenge me.
Right.
I'm picking the right. I got the right brothers around me.
Got the right one.
You feel me? So it's
Right.
not just my family no more, because, you know, of course, you coming up, like I said, you know, hanging around people, you got to live and learn, you know, people that really never had your best interests at heart, you feel me?
Man, real
But
talk.
now I got a brother who, you know, hey, bro, you read your Bible today? You feel me? Really get on me, bro. You ain't cracking. You tripping, bro. Like, go talk to God, bro.
Right.
You feel me? I got a partner that tell you feel me. So it's different when you got a brother like that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, that's real.
all my family, they always, my family be on me. They be on me. You feel me?
That's love, man.
They just knew when there was a time where I was hard headed, they couldn't really fuck with me. You feel
Right,
me?
they
Couldn't
couldn't
tell
reach
me
you,
nothing.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Even you know what I mean? But yeah, they be on me. Yeah.
And I know growth requires separation sometimes, man.
Yeah.
So what boundaries did you have set? Or, I mean, even if it meant like losing people, what boundaries did you have set for yourself?
Oh yeah, I set some boundaries. That was probably one of the first things I did. You know, in prison. You know, I had set them on the street. You know, it's like as you go through life, you kind of have to keep refining. So I had boundaries on the street, and I had new boundaries in prison. You know what I mean? Then 3 years later, I had a new set of boundaries. You feel me? Because I'm continuously growing. I'm continuously peeping shit.
Right.
And I'm continuously growing and changing too. All right, I don't fuck with that no more. I can't. You feel me?
Right.
You know
Most
what I mean?
def,
So, yeah, I definitely, I believe that my people, when I say my people, we don't necessarily got to be twins. We don't got to look alike. We don't got to dress alike, but we should be similar. There should be a lot of core values that are similar.
Right.
I shouldn't have to go somewhere with you and you know, God forbid some crazy shit happen. I should be able to know how you gonna react.
Right.
I can't slide with somebody that I don't know what the hell they gonna do if this happen. You feel me?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Most
So yeah, I like to know my people, you know what I mean? And as you get older, you know what I mean? Like, we started chopping it up very quickly.
Yeah,
You
most
know what I
def.
mean? Don't know each other from a can of paint, but you know what I mean? We got a good sense about each other enough to know, even though it's only been, a couple months that,
Right.
okay, bruh, good dude.
No, for sure.
Okay, bruh, smart.
Right.
Okay, bruh, want shit out of life. You feel me? So
Right,
you start
right.
to, so you my people.
No,
you
most-
get what I'm
most
saying?
def,
So
most
you know
def.
what I mean? So that's what I look for now. You know what I mean?
It
So,
becomes real clear who your
and
people are.
if you're outside of that, I have to create those boundaries.
Most
Don't
definitely.
mean that now with that boundary, I still have to make my contribution as a man. I still got to be a vessel and let God live through me. Whatever blessing He gave me, I got to give it to you.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So that's the balance. That's the kind of the middle ground
yeah.
that I got to try to find. Like, okay, like, damn, that ain't my people right there, but I may be in a situation where I gotta help him or bless him or give him some game.
Throw him an
or,
alley-oop,
you know what I mean?
something.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Most definitely, man. That's real.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And man, that's one of the hardest things, man, to
Yeah.
do, you know, especially when you're dealing with people that you love and care about, you know,
Yeah.
creating that separation and them boundaries, man, because maybe they no longer serving a purpose in your life
Yeah.
at that moment. And it's not that they might not come around and serve a purpose at a later term. It's just right now we just not in alignment,
Yeah.
you know.
I
And
mean,
I got
hey, by me separating myself and not only creating a boundary, but telling you
right,
so that you got an opportunity to learn why I'm doing what I'm doing. So maybe you can, you feel me?
right,
Change whatever it is you need to change. I'm gonna let you know, hey, listen, look, this, you know what I mean? I love you to death. You my brother. Once I call you my brother, you always my brother. But like, you know, I can see that I'm just on something different right now. You feel me?
Right.
You know what I mean?
right.
And when you can have that, then you know what I mean? That might turn a light bulb on in his head. Like, damn, bro, like what the fuck?
No,
You feel me?
real, yeah.
On
real.
everything.
So let's shift gears a little bit.
Yeah.
What did you have to forgive?
I mean, yeah, just myself. The level of pain that I put myself through
Right.
is, you
Right.
know, it's crazy. You know, I really don't. I'm not one to beat myself up. Like I said, I don't operate on regret.
Right.
But very, very painful losing that amount of time, and then losing certain people during that amount of time. You feel me? Can't go to their funeral. You know what I mean? Things like that. You know, you just want to be there for your family.
Right.
So definitely. But I think in those moments, during those moments, I was able to not really beat myself up too much and forgive myself in those moments, because I understood that, like I said, I had to make it. I had to come out a better man
Right.
for that reason.
It was the only
It
way.
gotta be worth it. It better be. You losing people, you losing this much time.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's how I kind of like,
Right.
you know, make it worth it. You feel me? Like, bro,
No,
I'm just
most
finna
definitely,
get
yeah.
home and do my shit, bro. Like, I done lost too much. You feel me? So,
Right.
yeah.
So now when we look at who you are today, right?
Yeah.
How has that adversity changed you?
Yeah, I mean, I just cherish life, bro. I'm very, if you operate with gratitude, you got half the battle figured out. Probably most of the battle figured out, if you know what gratitude is.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
As soon as I remember, I damn near remember the day I learned what gratitude was. I was reading a book, because like I said, I read a lot. You know what I mean? And it was talking about gratitude. You feel me? Being one of the keys of success. You feel me? To be grateful for what you already have.
Man.
Find value in what you already have before you go chasing anything out external. You feel me?
Right.
So just being grateful, bro, it keeps me rooted. Doesn't mean that I don't have ambitions for more,
Right.
but I'm grateful.
For what you
feel
got.
me? I'm grateful. You know what I mean?
Where you at?
Yeah. And that takes a constant reminder for myself too, because I'm a go-getter. But I
Right,
have to
right.
constantly give myself a pat on the back. Be great. You feel me?
Right. Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So is there pain now that you can honestly say you're grateful for?
Yeah. Pain is growth.
I
Pain
totally
is
agree
growth.
with you on that. Pain is
now.
growth.
You know, now it's pains that are more painful than others.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But man, and then this pain that don't never leave you, that you just gotta learn to live with. You know
Push
what I mean?
through, right.
And it's always there, but if that's the burden that God put on you, it's there for a reason. You feel me? Like I said, my story is my testimony for a reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some people, whatever they went through, that's their testimony for a reason. I think it's there for you to be able to make a contribution and help somebody else. You feel me? So,
Word.
yeah.
So what version of yourself had to die for this version to exist?
I would just say that the man that was operating in fear, ultimately.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You know, fear of, showcasing who he was, who he is, how God made me, you feel me? You know what I mean? I had to. I think my perception was just, it was just a big misconception for me as a kid. You feel me? Which a lot of us have big misconceptions, but I think that now that I got my perspective right, I like, it's so much fire under me. Like, it's crazy.
Right.
What I was blocking myself off from, and what
Right.
a lot of people block themselves from.
Man,
You feel
blocking
me?
their own blessings, huh?
Yeah, because now that I can, be who, and it's crazy because I'm saying, like, it's crazy because I'm the same person too. It's not like I'm any different. It all being here, bro.
Right.
You feel me? It all being here. I'm the same Buddha. My friends and family call me Buddha. I'm the same Buddha. You feel me? But it's just my decision making is better.
Sharper.
The things that I give attention to, the things that I'm worried about, the things that I give value to or time to is just different. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah. So I just had to. I just the person who had to die was just the one who was just chasing the wrong things. You feel me? I used to chase money, now I chase dreams. You feel me?
Right.
The dream ain't to have money no more. The dream is to have peace.
Ooh.
Freedom. Cause
Bars.
I know, you feel me? Like, you know what I
Ain't
mean?
money, it's peace, freedom.
Yeah, the dream is just to have peace, bro, and happiness.
What really matter?
Come on now. Yeah, bro.
A lot of people talk about pushing through, man.
Yeah.
But from your experience, what do people misunderstand about that process?
That you're gonna have breaking points.
Right.
Breaking points. I remember a day in prison where I didn't know how I was gonna make it to the next day. Now, I don't know what that means, because I'm obviously gonna make it to the next day. I'm not dead. You feel me? Nothing.
Right.
But I didn't know my mind, because so where I was at was in a you have dorms. You probably see on TV. You got units.
Right.
Where I was at, it's a hallway. So imagine, how many yards would you? About half a football field hallway. Cells on each side of the hallway, but that's all you got.
Right.
There's no rec area. All you got is that hallway, and then the cells, and then this is where we all hang out at.
Right.
And that's all I've been doing for weeks, months, in them hallways. You know what I mean? So you go insane. You go insane, bro. You go insane because it's Groundhog's Day. Every fucking day. You feel me?
Dang.
It's Groundhog's Day, bro. So, yeah, man. You get to those breaking points, bro. But you have to know that you're okay in those breaking points.
Right.
You know what I mean? You gotta, and everybody got their remedies. Thank God for music. You feel me? Like I said, I have my little MP3. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shit to just keep you sane. Thank
Get
God
you
for
through.
working out. Like I said, that's why you got motherfuckers coming home on hub, bro. You feel me?
Right.
Keep you, because you're operating. That's a discipline.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's all we got. That's the only thing, the discipline. You know what I mean? You have people that do time, bro, that did so much time, but they keep their cells so fucking neat. You can eat off the floor, bro, because they have to pour into some type of discipline that keep them
Sanity.
You feel me? Yeah,
Man,
it's crazy, bro.
That's deep, man.
Yeah.
So let's define something clearly for the audience, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference between being strong and pretending to be strong?
Oh, wasting time and energy is the difference.
Wasting time and energy.
Because you're putting the same amount of energy in pretending to be something as opposed to being something.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So why not just be something? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I think that's the biggest difference. You know what I mean? Like, that fight or flight is real. You know, everybody has, we're always gonna be tested. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, whether you vigilant enough to know whether you're being tested right now or not, that's on you. But when you know you're being tested and it's something that's being brought to you, you gotta like embrace it head first.
You gotta embrace it,
even if it's adversity, something you don't want to do, a conversation you don't want to have, something that's gonna make you uncomfortable. You know what I mean? You gotta do it. That's, you know what I mean. Those are the things that define real strength. Right. For me, you feel me?
So I want to end it there, right?
Yeah.
Because somebody is listening right now.
Yeah.
They're in their breaking point.
Yeah.
Brian, if you could speak to that person, not from your strongest moment, but from your lowest moment, what would you tell them?
Man. Yeah. Man, that's a tough cookie right there. But I think I would just tell him, man, just try to believe in something outside of yourself. You know what I mean? And know that there's no circumstance or situation that's bigger than you, let alone God. You know what I mean? It's all about understanding, bro. Having a certain level of understanding will get you through all trial and tribulation. But if you don't know that God is bigger than your circumstance, then you in trouble.
You're in trouble.
You feel me? If you don't know, if you're not able to, look back on your life and see all the times that God done brought you from adversity and, you know what I mean, and had your back, and you know what I mean? Because that's literally what the past is. It's history. It's for us to look at. We can look back and see all the times that God was there for us, and yeah, we went through shit, but yeah, good. The sun came back out too.
Right.
You feel me? So if you know that that's the pattern, yeah, it's gonna rain, but the sun gonna come out.
Man, that's it right there, man.
So just wait for the sun to come out. It's gonna come.
That's it right there.
You feel me? That was you know what I mean? Probably my biggest thing is like my date, I got 10 years. Yeah, it's 10 years out, but bro, at least I got a date. Cause there's some people in here that ain't got no date. And they in here smiling, dancing, having fun still.
Man.
You feel me? So
that's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
Brian, man, I appreciate you for showing up with your honesty, right?
Yeah, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Because it's conversations like this, man, that, they don't just inspire people. They transform people.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Basically, to everybody listening, if something in this episode spoke to you, don't ignore it. Lean into it, right?
Yes, sir.
Because breaking might just be the beginning of who you becoming.
Let's go.
And that's real talk. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share Brian's story with everybody that you know. Amazing man. Inspiring, motivating, heart of gold. Came through some adversity, some hard moments in his life, and stood 10 toes down. That's what we doing here on the Push Podcast. We pushing through adversity. We sharing wisdom. We sharing lessons. And, we rebranding ourselves. We sharing, like Brian said, man, that gratitude for where we at, what we been through. And remember, when it's raining, it's always a sunshine somewhere shining through with a rainbow.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Push Podcast. We hope you found inspiration and valuable insights to help you on your journey. If you enjoyed the conversation, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media for more updates. Remember, every step forward counts, so keep pushing forward. See you next time.